Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, my name is Matthew E. O'Neill, #1 ranked editor for Everipedia.org. Everipedia is an internet encyclopedia set based out of Santa Monica, California. I hold a Bachelor of Science from Colorado Christian University. I graduated in 2001. I also competed as an amateur boxer in 1998 and 1999. I beat Preston Hartzog when he was in the U.S. Army World Class Athlete Program. Hartzog was a super heavyweight. Today's program will be about Jose Antonio Rivera. Jose Antonio Rivera was born on April 7th, 1973 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's a professional boxer of Puerto Rican descent in the super welterweight division. He is a former World Boxing Association welterweight and super welterweight world champion. Jose turned professional in 1992 when he defeated Francisco Mercedes. On April 7, 1993, he defeated Robert Daniel in Concord, Massachusetts. Jose Antonio Rivera has held the Massachusetts State Championship twice in his career. He boxed at the Whitman Armory in Whitman, Massachusetts, where he defeated Tony Diaz in 1993. He has also boxed at the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. He won his 26 professional matches before losing a decision to Willie Wise. He's held the WBA world title twice, first in 2003, and then in 2006 he moved up in weight and boxed as a super welterweight, where he won the super welterweight championship. As of 2020, Jose Antonio Rivera is looking to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and I hope to have him on this program within a few minutes. Hold, please. Hi, is this Jose Rivera?
Yes, it is. How are you?
Hi, this is Matthew E. O'Neill, Everipedia's #1 ranked editor. Looks like you're trying to get a hold of Oscar De La Hoya and fight him within this year or next year. How is that going?
Well, as of right now, we have not really heard back yet from the De La Hoya camp or Golden Boy Promotions at all. So we're not understanding yet if he's still going to go through with his rematch, with his unretirement, if he's just dealing right now with the Canelo Alvarez lawsuit between him and Canelo and Dez Network, or if he's just going to go with a softer opponent, if he's going to go in a different direction. So we're not too sure. We just kind of at a standstill waiting to see if there's any interest in the Golden Boy Promotions and De La Hoya camp as far as fighting, giving me the opportunity for that fight.
As of 2020, you're also running your own promotional company. How is that going?
It's going good. We started with Bad Promotions Entertainment, our first show in 2017. We've run 8 shows, 8 successful shows, and then COVID hit and kind of put us in a standstill. We haven't been able to do much since then, and we're just chomping at the bit, just waiting for the opportunity where we can start promoting again.
And now you've held the WBA World Championship twice in your career. You won the WBA welterweight title in 2003 and the super welterweight title in 2005. What does being a champion mean to you, winning those belts? What significance does that have to you?
Well, to me, it has a lot of significance because my dream started when I was 10 years old, when I saw Roberto Duran upset Sugar Ray Leonard for the WBA welterweight title. And I was just, at that point, I fell in love with boxing. And then that's something that I've always, wanted to happen. And to be able to accomplish that 3 different occasions, 2 and 3 world titles in 2 different weight classes for me, it's, pride. It's a proud moment,
And you've won your last 5 professional matches, and you also won a fight back in 2019, last year. Where do you think your skills rate right now as compared to your prime?
Well, I think, in my prime, obviously I was sharper and, and I was quicker. Maybe my timing was better. The power is still there. It's, it's a credit, to be able to maintain myself healthy and still feel good and train and fight at 47 years old is just a credit to my my taking care of my nutrition, taking care of my diet, taking care of my body and stuff. But it's not something that I would want to do. I retired after my last fight last year in 2019, but I'm willing to go at it one more time if Oscar De La Hoya is really interested in making that comeback.
And you've also been in a few movies. You were in the movie Bleed for This. It's about Vinny Pazienza. What do you remember about being in that movie?
And that Bleed for This, I actually had a smaller role than I did in The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg and the Mickey Ward life story. In that story, I was actually the sparring partner that I was sparring with Mark Wahlberg in the beginning of the movie. And then The Bleed for This, I was just more in the background, right, when he was getting ready to spar. In the movie, his name was Antonio Rivera, but the guy he sparred with, which was a real fighter, is Jim Perella, up-and-coming kid here from New England.
Yes, in the movie The Fighter, starring Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale, that was released in 2010, and that grossed over $100 million worldwide. What was your role for that movie?
I was one of the sparring partners in the gym scene where Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg. Christian Bale came into the gym late, and Mark Wahlberg was waiting for him. Then he asked for, if he was ready for sparring. He said, yeah. And then my scene started where we was in the ring. And Mark Wahlberg hit me with a good body shot, and I went down.
Do you think that Mark Wahlberg has some skills as a boxer?
I think he's got some skills, as an actor, to become a fighter. Like, train for that fight. I was really impressed with his skills, but not as a boxer. I wouldn't say, that he could compete in the ring and be successful at it. Maybe.
So do you think? So do you think like his skill level is probably somewhere at the novice level, if you were to be truthful? Somewhere he's a novice boxer?
No, I mean, he definitely was a little more than just a novice fighter. He definitely knew what he was doing and how to throw the punches and stuff like that. But it wasn't real. Sorry, I got my daughter with me. It wasn't if somebody was fighting with him, I think it would be a different story.
So he's probably a better street fighter than an actual boxer, because boxing is more of a sport.
Probably.
As far as your amateur career, how do you think that propelled you to be such a successful pro boxer? You boxed in Colorado Springs, that is correct?
It helped me a lot. I mean, believe it or not, I was I was able to. My amateur trainer, Carlos Garcia, kind of groomed me to early to fight some of the top amateurs in the country and even to spar some top amateurs in the country. So, my amateur career was like three and a half years before I turned pro. But in that short period of time, I've had some great fights and some great sparring partners.
Is there one pro fight that stands out as being the best fight of your career?
I would say when I won my third world title against Alejandro Garcia for the Super Welterweight World Championship WBA title. I'd say it was the best performance of my career.
And that match was also televised on Showtime. You fought on Showtime that night.
Yes.
How did the network treat you? Did you like fighting on Showtime? Did you enjoy that experience?
I did. It was very good. So, I mean, there has been many fighters that have actually attained some success in their 40s and comebacks, like Carlos Palomino and George Foreman. Honestly, you believe that your skill level is still there. De La Hoya is trying to figure out if he's actually going to come back. If you were to fight De La Hoya, how do you think you would beat De La Hoya? What style would you implement? I think pressure. Kind of I would have to take the playbook from Pacquiao, for Manny Pacquiao. You just kind of stay on him. You know, obviously it was a prime Manny Pacquiao and it was a southpaw Manny Pacquiao, but the pressure is what is what helped him win that fight, and just keep punching. You know, I can't give Oscar the opportunity to get busy and me being defensive, and that's why I think it makes such a great, exciting fight, because there's going to be two fighters just going at it.
And Oscar De La Hoya contacted Sports Illustrated, so it looks like he was semi-serious about making a comeback, because Sports Illustrated read a large piece on his comeback this year. If you could sum your career up briefly, is there anything that you would like to say about your boxing experience?
If I can sum up my boxing career, you say?
If you could sum your career up.
Yeah, if I could sum it up, I would say that it was it was like a roller coaster, a lot of up and downs, a lot of struggles, tough beginnings, but it's my motto in life that helped me persevere through it, and it's what I always tell the kids and the people when I speak to them at the schools and at the functions. I always let the kids know, believe in yourself, work hard, and never give up, because no matter if people believe in you or not, all that matters is that you believe in yourself and you just keep working towards that goal.
And you're from Worcester, Massachusetts. I don't think the state of Massachusetts has had too many world champion boxers. Outside of yourself, I mean, I can't name too many. Can you?
Marvin Hagler. Rocky Marciano.
Yeah. But as far as in the last 50 years, I mean, you've done something extremely noteworthy. You're WBA champion twice, and that's a great accomplishment.
I'm the only boxer from Massachusetts who's a 2-division world champion.
And throughout the state, it's somewhat of a dying sport. I don't see as many boxing gyms in the state of Massachusetts or Commonwealth of Massachusetts as years ago. The Petronelli brothers died, and Brockton boxing is kind of shut down. Are you trying to bring back Worcester boxing? Are you doing a lot of things in Worcester to bring the sport back to the city?
That's what my son and I were trying to do with Rivera Promotions. Just trying to revive the boxing, because boxing was pretty big back in the days, and I mean, there was like there's a record I couldn't tell you. I know it was over a year, over 52 weeks straight, where there was a boxing match every week, every Friday night. And the place was packed. The crowd was excited in boxing, and that died down a lot. And it's one of the things that we've been trying to revive here in Worcester and also in Massachusetts and in the New England area. Another boxer that was a world champion for the state of Massachusetts was a heavyweight John Ruiz.
Oh yeah, John Ruiz. He was a champion. Yeah, he went to the White House when he won the championship. He met the president after that.
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to thank you for being on this show. It's only a 15-minute program. I'd like to thank you for sharing your experiences in boxing.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Okay.